Shabbat Shalom. This week's Torah portion, Parashat Naso, begins with a phrase that may be more than instruction. It may be a prayer. Naso et Rosh, lift up the heads of the sons of Gershon. It's part of a census, yes, but the language is tender. Not count them, not record their number, but lift their heads. To lift someone's head is to dignify them, to say, you are not invisible, you are worthy, you belong. And in this moment, this fraught and frightening chapter of Jewish history, we need that message more than ever. Since October 7th, our people have been carrying grief and fear and confusion. As Israel mourned more than 1,200 lives brutally taken and hundreds of hostages dragged across a border, the world turned its face away. And worse, many parts of the world turned on us. On campuses across the country, Jewish students have been told that they're not welcome, told to apologize for their grief. In Washington, D.C., 2 young people, one Israeli and one American, were murdered simply for attending a young professionals event like the ones we host right here at Emanu-El all the time. In Boulder, Colorado, a Molotov cocktail was thrown at peaceful demonstrators, people marching for the release of hostages. Synagogues and seminaries have been vandalized. Celebrities have posted centuries-old lies with impunity. Anti-Semitic rhetoric is no longer whispered on society's margins. It is shouted from the center. And yet, in the face of this storm, our community here continues to be a shelter, a place where we see heads lifted over and over again. Just a few days ago on Shavuot, our confirmation students stood right here and spoke their truth. They didn't talk about fear or isolation or the burden of stepping into Jewish adulthood in a painful chapter of our people's story. They spoke with pride about their Jewish homes and families, the anchor of Jewish ritual, the power of belonging to this community, and the soulfulness that they find in our tradition. They lifted their heads not out of defiance, but out of love, out of a deep sense that this story is theirs. And in doing so, they blessed us all. And within our community, many other profound expressions of Jewish life continue to unfold before our eyes. Our clergy team is preparing now for multiple Batei Din for Jewish conversions and the sacred moment when someone becomes a part of our people. Each time, I'm moved by what happens just before ritual immersion. The conversations that we have then, intimate, searching, often tearful, are among the most profound that I've ever witnessed. People speak of longing for community and for meaning and God. They speak about stepping into Jewish life with eyes wide open, even knowing how complex this moment is. They're not converting despite antisemitism. They're converting in full view of it because they believe that this tradition is still worth claiming, still worth living, and still worth loving. And in Parashat Naso, where each tribe brings the same offering, identical in form, but individually named, we are reminded that every journey into Jewish life is sacred and singular. Every soul who chooses to belong is counted, lifted, and blessed. Just as we witness the sacred courage of those stepping into Jewish life, we also witness the chaotic splendor of those just stepping into the world at Tat Shabbat. Each month, Rabbi Ehrlich and I gather with those who have little feet and big feelings. Does that sound right, Rabbi Ehrlich? Little feet, big feelings. And we sing and we pray, and towards the end, we offer the priestly blessing. and something extraordinary happens. Parents pull their babies and their toddlers in close. Sometimes they're wriggling, sometimes they're still, and the parents sing, "May you feel safe, may you feel happy, may you feel peace. May you feel safe, may you feel happy, may you feel peace." Their voices are soft, gentle offerings only their children are meant to hear. But in that moment, holiness passes from one generation to the next. Because when we speak of naso et rosh, of lifting up the head, it begins right here, in these murmured blessings, in the quiet strength of a parent's voice. We are teaching our children, before they begin formal schooling of any kind, that they are worthy of blessing, that their heads can be lifted, even in a world that may try to push them down. This week's parasha gives us the priestly blessing. May God bless you and protect you. May God's face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May God lift up God's face to you and grant you peace. It is not a blessing spoken in a time of peace. It is spoken in the wilderness, in the in-between, between slavery and sovereignty, between trauma and healing. And so it blesses not with simplicity or ease, but with truth. May you have protection because life is not always safe. May you know grace because people will not always be kind. May you find peace, not because the world is quiet, but because you are whole. And then comes the final line, "So shall they place my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them." God does not bless directly. God blesses through us, through the arms that we lift and the words that we say. So what do we do in this time of rising hatred? We bless, we teach, we show up for students, for seekers, for toddlers, and for the people sitting around you in this room. We lift our heads each day, not to boast and not to defy, but to live fully, courageously, joyfully, and Jewishly. Even now, especially now, we lift our heads and we remember that we are blessed. Can you hear that sound? May it be God's will. Bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'choneka. May God look kindly towards you and be gracious to you. Favor you and grant you the most precious gift, the gift of peace.